We're one of the first storm chasers in 20 years to be in a Category 5 hurricane. Looking back on it is really amazing. The fact that we went through that hurricane, we survived that hurricane, and just memories that I'll always have for the rest of my life.
It's been an active hurricane season for Weather Nation and our field correspondents tracking down the worst of the storm. Our Eric Fox endured Hurricane Irma on the island of St. Thomas in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
We were looking at forecast models. We were working with a few other people and talking to Weather Nation about what's going to happen, where's this going to go, and all the models definitely had it going across St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico. And so we knew where we were going to go. When we leave, literally get on the airplane, it was a Cat 2 hurricane. And we're like, okay, we can handle a Cat 2. Well, within 6 hours, it went to a Cat 5 with about 160 mile an hour winds at that point. Within a few hours is 170, and then we get to our hotel, it's 180. And Cody and I, my chase partner for the hurricane, we just looked at each other and we were like, we need to take this serious.
It was unlike anything I've ever seen.
As storm chasers, you want to have public safety in mind, because that's why we do it. We really want to help the public. Because, you know, we're talking with meteorologists here at Weather Nation. We know what's going on. We're looking at satellite data, but we were there with dozens and dozens of civilians, people there on vacation, had no clue that this was going to happen. So we try to keep them informed.
From the first outer bands to taking the brunt of the eye wall of a Category 5 hurricane, Eric and Cody say it was something they won't soon forget.
Just the sound, you know, people talk about the sound they hear during tornadoes, and I've heard that before, but this was just 10 times as loud. It was just a constant roar. It lasted like 2 hours of just this loud sound from the wind, just because the wind was gusting up to 200 miles an hour. The sound that it created was just insane.
Imagine an airplane outside your window, the building rocking, our air conditioner got thrown off the roof, so now the room started leaking with water coming in. Imagine just being in a wind tunnel and nothing but a concrete wall between you and the outside and debris, roofs coming off, trees exploding. There's a couple times we saw actual tornadoes come across and just taking buildings out. It was the most intense experience wind-wise I've ever experienced, so I can imagine if you've never experienced winds, it would be the most frightening thing you can imagine. As an experienced storm chaser, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little frightened for about an hour in those Cat 5 winds.
After the storm passed, the destruction was unfathomable, but the people remain determined.
The people of St. Thomas are really resilient. The people of the Virgin Islands are really resilient. And that's one thing I can say. They're going to recover. It's going to be a few years, but St. Thomas will be back. And you could just feel it in the people.
Don't forget about these islands. These islands can get overlooked really easily. And you know, it's not like a state in the United States, you know, that has more resources. These islands don't have a lot. Them and Puerto Rico both. So the biggest thing is just keep them in your thoughts and do what you can to help them as well.
To learn more about how you can help people affected by the hurricanes, visit weathernationtv.com. For Weather Nation, I'm meteorologist David Neal.